And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Up first, hazardous weather graphics showing a winter weather advisory here for the eastern Arctic coast for tonight in through Tuesday morning for 3 to 5 inches of snowfall with northeast winds gusting to 45 miles per hour. And of course, that'll create low visibilities and blowing snow. And the winter weather advisory remains out here for the upper Tanana Valley 40-mile country for tonight, for the overnight hours tonight, for a few more inches of snow. That should taper off tomorrow morning. Satellite imagery showing this strong storm tracking northwestward right off the coast of the Panhandle, bringing the strong winds, heavy rain into the area from south to north throughout the day today. Strongest winds currently occurring over the northern Panhandle with gusts 60-65 miles an hour around Juneau, gusts 65 miles an hour down around the Heidelberg area, as well as Cape Decision, with Ketchikan picking up about 4.5 inches of rain from this system. And down here to the south, the next one that will not be coming northward. This one actually going to track eastward there and even move in down toward Vancouver Island, staying south of the Queen Charlotte. So that'll give a break here to the Panhandle once this thing moves back to the west and weakens. Fair over the western interior, areas of snow over the east side, areas of dense fog in northern Cook Inlet, Madanuska-Susitna Valley. It began to improve a little bit today. Sunshine, Kodiak Island. Out to the west, not much going on again over the Bering Sea. Some loose, disorganized clouds out here to the west, and that's about it. Light winds, dry conditions all out through that area. On the chart, you can see kind of a weak area, high pressure here. Storminess to the south and a weak system way up there to the north in the northeastern Sea of Okhotsk. So really just high and dry out in this area. Maybe a few flurries here around the Bering Strait. Areas of snow continued, again, north of the Alaska Range, all the way up to the eastern Arctic coast. And then this intense storm here, slowly weakening this afternoon, but you can see the tighter gradient now up over the northern Panhandle, and high wind warnings out for the Juneau area and other areas in the northern Panhandle till about 6 or 7 this evening. Winds diminishing down to the south along with the rain. And again, this system will not move up like this last few have. It's going to track due east into the west coast there. Sunshine, Kodiak Island, breezy conditions, and fair here over the western interior. And for tonight, again, snow advisory here, especially the upper Tanana Valley 40-mile country with a winter weather advisory there for the Panhandle. This system really weakens and pulls westward there just south of Prince William Sound. So rain, wind really coming down markedly across the southeast coast later tonight. And also rainfall rates tapering off and becoming a little more intermittent and showery. Stays clear, Kodiak Island, Bristol Bay. Dry Cook Inlet here, but as this low pulls westward, it's going to start pulling moisture with it westward up to, well, about the Chugach Mountains, maybe into Turnagain Arm. Could see some rain along the North Gulf Coast, snow, Copper River Basin, areas of light snow. And again, no change out over the Bering Sea. Winds continue light, and that'll continue into tomorrow as well, especially for the Aleutians here. Light winds, high pressure ridging in to Adak and Atka could result in some sunshine there. Even the eastern Aleutians, light winds across all the Bering Sea. Weak low up here near Kotzebue Sound. The weak trough could kick off a few flurries with that, but nothing significant. Sunshine, northeast Bristol Bay, another dry, mostly sunny day. Kodiak Island up into southern Cook Inlet. Better chance of some rain or snow getting, again, cutting off right around the Anchorage area. Better chance of the Madanuska Valley of some snow. Rain and snow showers from the North Gulf Coast with snow showers in the Coast Range. And dry over the southern Panhandle there. As you can see, this low tracking due east. Snow, kind of a widespread area of light snow up here to the northern third of the state, all the way out to the Arctic coast. So those winds diminishing tomorrow afternoon up that way. And then for the Wednesday outlook, an intense storm finally comes into the western Aleutians. They're down to 942 millibars, and the tight pressure field associated with that will bring possible hurricane force winds with it. Definitely gales all the way out to Atka late in the day with rain spreading eastward as well. In advance of that, high pressure makes for another light wind day, dry, mostly sunny skies, southwest part of the state into Cook Inlet, Kodiak. A few snow showers up here with this system, and another trough along the Arctic coast, keeping it cloudy, and on the snowy side up there, drier now over the eastern interior. Maybe some clearing as well. Same thing, dry for the North Gulf Coast, dry for the southeast coast. And for lows for the Panhandle tonight in the 40s, otherwise in the upper 20s to lower 30s across southern Alaska, but west of the Alaska Range in the 20s, down into Bristol Bay in the 20s, and about 40 for the Aleutians and Pribilofs, upper 20s St. Lawrence Island, in the 20s through the central interior, single numbers and teens in the Brooks Range, and then back into the 20s along the Arctic coast. Highs Tuesday afternoon in the lower 30s here for the Arctic coast. Otherwise, 20s and lower 30s all the way down to the Alaska Range, with 30s down into Bristol Bay. Highs in the 40s, south central Alaska, Copper River Basin, and in the 50s for the southeast coast, and 45 to 50 for the Aleutians and the Bering Sea. Lows next morning, let's see, that's Wednesday morning, 10 to 15 here in the central interior up to the Brooks Range, 20s for the Arctic coast, lows in the 40s for the southeast coast, 25 to 30 south central Alaska, Copper River Basin, and in the 20s for Bristol Bay, right around freezing for Kodiak, and in high temperatures in the 40 to 45 degree range. Call it lower 40s here, Cook Inlet and the Kenai Peninsula, 45 possibly for Valdez and Seward, mid 40s Kodiak Island, 50s for the Panhandle again, and in the 20s over the central and eastern interior, in the 30s back out to the west, and upper 20s to lower 30s for the Arctic coast, and highs pushing into the lower 50s over some portions of the Aleutians to the Alaska Peninsula.